Before you rebuild, you must disappear. 6 months from now, your life will either be proof of your discipline or evidence of your distraction. That is the truth most people avoid, because 6 months will pass whether you change or not. The calendar will move, the days will disappear, the weeks will stack on top of each other, and one morning you will wake up and realize that half a year has passed. The question is not whether time will pass. The question is whether you will still be the same person when it does. You can spend the next 6 months doing what most people do. Wake up tired. Check your phone before you check your mind. Scroll through other people's lives before you build your own. Go to work distracted. Come home drained. Tell yourself you will start tomorrow. Then repeat the same quiet disappointment again. Or you can disappear. Not from life, not from responsibility, not from the people who truly need you. Disappear from noise. Disappear from the version of your life that keeps training you to stay small. Disappear from useless conversations. Disappear from constant comparison. Disappear from weekend distractions that leave you empty on Monday. Disappear from people who only recognize the old version of you. Disappear from the need to be watched while you are becoming. There is a season in every serious person's life where they stop explaining and start building. They stop announcing the plan. They stop asking who believes in them. They stop needing approval before they take action. They stop wasting energy trying to make everyone understand a future they have not built yet. Because the truth is simple. People do not need to understand your silence. They need to meet your results. For the next 6 months, your mission is not to look changed. Your mission is to become changed. Quietly, no performance, no public declaration, no dramatic speech, no desperate need to prove anything. Just discipline. The kind nobody claps for. The kind that happens before sunrise. The kind that happens after a long workday when your body wants comfort but your future needs effort. The kind that happens when you put the phone down, open the notebook, take the walk, practice the skill, clean the room, prepare the meal, and keep the promise. This audiobook is not entertainment, this is a reset. In the next chapters, you will walk through a complete 6-month rebuilding process. You will face the truth about the life you built. You will cut the noise before it cuts your future. You will build a private routine nobody claps for. You will train the body that carries your future. You will stop explaining yourself to people who benefit from the old you. You will master one skill that increases your value. You will learn how loneliness becomes a training ground. You will become dangerous with focus. You will rewrite the identity that keeps pulling you back. And finally, you will return quietly, letting your results speak louder than your announcement. If this message is reaching you at the right time, stay with it. Do not listen like a spectator. Listen like someone who is done wasting their own potential. And if there is one person in your life who is trying to rebuild quietly, share this with them. Sometimes one sentence can reach someone at exactly the moment they are ready to change. Write this in your mind now. I do not need to be seen while I am becoming. That sentence will matter later, because the old version of you will get loud. Distraction will invite you back. People will ask why you are different. Loneliness will test you. Comfort will negotiate with you. And when that happens, remember why you started. Disappear from noise. Rebuild in silence. Return as proof. Chapter 1. Face the truth about the life you built. Before you rebuild your life, you must stop lying about the life you are living now. That is not an insult. That is the doorway. Most people want transformation, but they do not want truth. They want the new body, the new income, the new confidence, the new peace, the new discipline. But they do not want to look directly at the habits that created the old life. They want change without confrontation. But real change begins with a mirror. Your current life is a mirror. It reflects what you repeat. It reflects what you tolerate. It reflects what you avoid. It reflects what you protect, even when it is hurting you. It reflects the standards you have been living by, not the standards you talk about. This is where the 6-month rebuild begins. Not with motivation, not with a perfect morning routine, not with a new planner, new app, new gym membership, or new identity speech. It begins with honesty. Look at your average day, not your best day, not the version you tell people about, your real average day. What time do you wake up? What receives your first attention? What do you keep postponing? What do you complain about but continue choosing? What habits make your future harder? What people, apps, routines, and emotions keep pulling you back? For someone working a normal 9 to 5, this might look simple from the outside. Wake up, check email in bed, rush through coffee, sit in traffic, work all day. Come home exhausted, order food, watch something, scroll until midnight, promise to change on Monday. That does not look dramatic, but repeated for months, it becomes a life. A life is not built only by big decisions. It is built by quiet repetitions. The small things are not small when they happen every day. You do not become stuck overnight. You become stuck by repeating a pattern long enough that it starts to feel like your personality. And that is where people make the mistake. They say, I am just lazy. They say, I am just not disciplined. They say, I am just bad with time. They say, I am just someone who starts things and never finishes. No, you are not only describing yourself, you are protecting the pattern. The moment you call a habit your identity, you make it harder to change. So say it differently. I have practiced distraction. I have practiced avoidance. I have practiced breaking promises to myself. I have practiced choosing comfort over growth. And if I practice those things, I can practice something else. That is the hope. Not fake hope, not soft hope, real hope. Hope with responsibility. Because if your current life was built by repetition, your new life can be built the same way. You are not trapped by who you have been. You are trained by what you have repeated. And training can change. But first, you must stop defending the old pattern. Write down 5 things you are no longer willing to accept. Not from the world, from yourself. Maybe you are no longer willing to accept waking up with no direction. Maybe you are no longer willing to accept giving your best energy to social media. Maybe you are no longer willing to accept being physically weak, mentally scattered, or emotionally reactive. Maybe you are no longer willing to accept spending another year talking about change without becoming evidence of it. Then write down 5 habits that keep you inside the old identity. Be specific, not I waste time. Write, I scroll for 40 minutes before bed, not I procrastinate. Write, I avoid the most important task until I am too tired to do it well. Not I lack discipline. Write, I let my mood decide whether I keep my promise. Specific truth creates specific change. Vague guilt creates nothing. Once you see the truth, do not collapse into shame. Shame makes people hide. Responsibility makes people build. Say this clearly. I created some of this. I can recreate what comes next. That sentence puts the tools back in your hands. You are not here to hate the person you have been. You are here to stop protecting the habits that keep that person alive. There is a difference between self-awareness and self-attack. Self-attack says, I am broken. Self-awareness says, this is the pattern. Self-attack says, I always ruin everything. Self-awareness says, this is where I lose focus. Self-attack makes you smaller. Self-awareness gives you instructions. You need instructions. You need to know where the leak is. You need to know what breaks your focus. You need to know what time of day you tend to fall apart. You need to know what emotions send you back to the old life. You need to know which people, places, apps, and habits make your standards weaker. That is not negativity. That is strategy. A serious person studies their own patterns. They do not just hope tomorrow is better. They ask why yesterday fell apart. They do not just say, I need to be more disciplined. They ask, where exactly did I stop leading myself? That question changes everything. Maybe you lose the day in the morning. Maybe you lose it after work. Maybe you lose it when you are lonely. Maybe you lose it when you feel criticized. Maybe you lose it when you are tired and your phone is too close. Maybe you lose it when you share your plans too early and feel satisfied by talking instead of doing. Find the place where you lose yourself. That is where the rebuilding begins. For the next 6 months, do not be vague about your life. Be precise. Precision is power. If you know the problem clearly, you can design against it. If the phone ruins your morning, move it out of the bedroom. If exhaustion ruins your evening, shorten the task but keep the promise. If certain conversations make you doubt yourself, stop feeding those conversations. If your room makes you feel chaotic, clean it until the space supports your future. You do not need to transform everything in one day. You need to stop pretending nothing needs to change. This chapter is the foundation, because if you skip truth, everything else becomes performance. You cannot build a new identity on top of old denial. You cannot rebuild a life you are still lying about. Face the truth, then use it, because once you know exactly what is keeping you stuck, you finally know exactly where to begin. And once you know where to begin, the next step is simple. You must remove the noise that keeps your future from speaking clearly. Chapter 2. Cut the noise before it cuts your future. Noise is not just sound. Noise is anything that enters your attention and leaves you weaker. A notification can be noise. A group chat can be noise. A toxic conversation can be noise. A social media feed can be noise. A relationship built on drama can be noise. Even your own habit of overthinking can become noise. Noise is anything that pulls you away from the person you are trying to become. Most people lose their future quietly. Not through one huge mistake, not through one terrible decision, not through one dramatic failure. They lose it in pieces. 10 minutes of scrolling, 30 minutes of comparison, 1 hour of pointless argument, 1 night of overstimulation, 1 weekend of escaping the same life they claim they want to change. Then Monday comes, and they feel behind again. This is how distraction wins. It does not need to destroy your life in one day. It only needs to interrupt your focus often enough that you never build momentum. Your attention is the most valuable asset in your life. Because whatever owns your attention eventually shapes your identity. If your attention is always on other people's lives, you will lose connection with your own. If your attention is always on drama, your nervous system will stay addicted to chaos. If your attention is always on entertainment, discipline will feel unbearable. If your attention is always on comparison, gratitude will feel impossible. So for the next 6 months, your first job is to protect the entrance. Protect what enters your eyes. Protect what enters your ears. Protect what enters your mornings. Protect what enters your emotional system. Start with the first hour of your day. This one change is powerful. No phone for the first hour. Not because phones are evil. Because your mind is most vulnerable when the day begins. If the first thing you do is check messages, email, comments, news, or social media, you train your mind to react before it leads. You let the world place its hands on your nervous system before you have even stood up. Do not give strangers the first voice in your day. Give that voice to your future. Use the first hour for water, movement, silence, planning, reading, prayer, journaling, or simply sitting with yourself long enough to remember who you are trying to become. Imagine 2 mornings. In the first morning, you wake up and immediately grab your phone. Before your feet hit the floor, you already know what someone else bought, where someone else traveled, what someone else achieved, what someone else thinks, and what the world wants you to be angry about. Your mind starts the day scattered. In the second morning, you wake up and sit with yourself first. You drink water. You move. You write 3 lines. You choose the main task. You let your own life speak before the world speaks. Those 2 mornings create 2 different people, not in one day, but over time. The first person becomes reactive. The second person becomes directed. Then clean your digital environment. Unfollow what makes you compare. Mute what makes you angry. Delete what makes you weak. Turn off notifications that create false urgency. Leave group chats that exist only to recycle negativity. This is not about being better than anyone. This is about being serious. A serious person does not allow every random input to shape their inner world. Your phone should serve your life. It should not train your mind to need constant interruption. Next, reduce conversational noise. You do not need to reply to everything immediately. You do not need to enter every debate. You do not need to explain every decision. You do not need to be emotionally available for every person who refuses to manage their own life. Your silence will feel strange at first. You may feel like you are missing out. You may feel guilty for being less available. You may reach for your phone without thinking. That is normal. You are not just removing noise. You are breaking a dependency. The mind that has been overstimulated will resist peace at first. It will call silence boring. It will call focus uncomfortable. It will call stillness lonely. Do not believe it immediately. Boredom is not always a problem. Sometimes boredom is your brain detoxing from cheap stimulation. Sit through it. Create silent hours every day. 1 hour if you are busy, 2 if you can. During that time, no social media, no random browsing, no reactive messaging, no unnecessary noise. Use that time to build. Study, train, work, think, create, plan, clean, recover. The exact activity matters less than the principle. Your attention belongs to your future first. There is another kind of noise you must cut. The noise of other people's opinions. When you start changing, everyone may have something to say. Some people will tell you to relax. Some will call you too serious. Some will say you are acting different. Some will ask why you are so quiet. Some will assume your silence is about them. Let them speak. You do not need to build a life that makes sense to people who are not responsible for living it. Their opinions may be loud, but they are not always useful. Ask yourself, does this voice help me become stronger, clearer, healthier, more disciplined, more honest? If not, lower the volume. You do not have to hate anyone to protect your mind. You simply stop giving every voice equal authority. At night, ask yourself, did I feed my future today or did I feed my distraction? That question will expose you. Some days the answer will hurt. Good, let it correct you. Other days, the answer will make you proud. Good, let it strengthen you. Do not make the answer dramatic. Make it useful. If you fed distraction today, remove one source tomorrow. If you fed your future today, repeat the pattern tomorrow. Transformation does not require emotional chaos. It requires clean correction. Chapter 2 is about removing external noise. But once the outside world gets quiet, another problem appears. You now need a structure strong enough to hold the person you are becoming. That is where routine begins. Chapter 3, build a routine. Nobody claps for the life you want will not be built by emotional intensity. It will be built by routine. This is where most people lose interest, because routine does not feel exciting at first. It feels repetitive. It feels ordinary. It feels almost too simple to matter. Wake up, make the bed, drink water, move the body. Write the plan, do the work, review the day, sleep on time, repeat. No applause, no audience, no dramatic feeling. But this is where the new you is built. Most people do not fail because they lack dreams. They fail because their days are not designed to support those dreams. A dream without a routine becomes emotional entertainment. It gives you the feeling of ambition without the structure of achievement. If your calendar does not reflect your goals are still wishes. For the next 6 months, your routine must become your private architecture. Start with 3 anchors: morning anchor, work anchor, evening anchor. Your morning anchor protects your mind. No phone for 60 minutes. Water, movement, 1 page of reading, 3 written priorities, 1 sentence that reminds you who you are becoming. Keep it simple enough to repeat on bad days. Do not build a morning routine that only works when life is perfect. Do not create a 2-hour ritual that collapses the first time you sleep badly or have an early shift. Make it strong because it is simple. A strong morning can be 15 minutes if it is intentional. Stand up, drink water, make the bed, move for 5 minutes, write the day's main mission. Begin without checking the world. That is enough to send a signal. I lead myself here. Your work anchor protects your progress. 90 minutes of deep work on the most important task. Not the easiest task, not the most urgent distraction. The task that moves your life forward. If you work full-time, this may happen before work, after work, or during a protected evening block. It does not have to be perfect, but it must be scheduled. A person working a normal job might come home tired at 6:30 p.m. The old pattern says, sit down, check the phone, eat randomly, open a show, lose the night. The new pattern says, change clothes, drink water, take a 10-minute walk, then give 45 to 90 minutes to the future before comfort takes over. That is not easy, but it is clear, and clarity is often more important than intensity. You do not need to ask, what should I do tonight? You already decided. That is the power of routine. It removes negotiation. The old version of you wants every good decision to be debated again. Should I work? Should I train? Should I study? Should I start? Should I wait until tomorrow? Routine ends the debate. At this time, I do this. That is how a serious life begins to feel stable. Your evening anchor protects your awareness. 5 minutes. What did I do right today? Where did I lose focus? What needs to change tomorrow? What promise did I keep? What promise must I repair? This small review prevents unconscious living. A person who reviews their day cannot stay asleep inside their own patterns for long. You begin to see yourself clearly. You notice that certain foods ruin your energy. You notice that certain conversations make you reactive. You notice that after 10 p.m., your discipline becomes weaker. You notice that your phone is not just a device. It is often the doorway back into the old identity. Awareness gives you leverage. Once you see the pattern, you can change the environment. Put the phone across the room. Prepare your clothes at night. Keep the book on the desk. Set the water bottle where you will see it. Write tomorrow's first task before you sleep. Design beats willpower. Most people rely on willpower because they refuse to design their environment. Then they blame themselves when the environment wins. Do not do that. Make the right action easier to start. Make the wrong action harder to reach. That is not weakness, that is wisdom. Do not create a routine that only works when life is perfect. Create a routine that survives tired days. Some days you will only do the minimum. Good, do the minimum. The goal is not to feel impressive. The goal is to keep the chain alive. If you miss the morning, win the afternoon. If you waste 1 hour, protect the next one. If you fall off for a day, return the next morning. Consistency is not never falling. Consistency is reducing the time between falling and returning. That is how self-trust is rebuilt. Every time you keep a small promise, your nervous system receives evidence. I can rely on myself. I can do what I said. I can return after failure. I can become different. That evidence matters more than motivation. Because motivation fades, evidence remains. There will be days when nobody notices. That is the point. Private discipline is not glamorous. It is not designed for applause. It is designed for identity. You become the kind of person who acts without needing to be seen. That is rare. Most people perform effort when someone is watching. They post the plan. They talk about the grind. They announce the new chapter. Then the real work begins, and the room gets quiet, and the discipline disappears. Do not be that person. Build in the quiet. Let your routine become a place where the future version of you can trust you. At the end of 30 days, you will feel something shift. At the end of 90 days, your mind will begin to expect structure. At the end of 6 months, the routine will not feel like something you are forcing. It will feel like the way you live. That is when change becomes identity. Build a routine nobody claps for, because one day the results will clap for you. And once your routine begins to hold your mind, the next step is to build the body that must carry your future. Chapter 4. Build the body that can carry your future. Your body is not separate from your future. It carries it. Every dream you have has to be lived through your body. Every goal requires energy. Every skill requires attention. Every relationship requires emotional stability. Every opportunity requires presence. If your body is neglected, your future becomes harder to carry. This chapter is not about vanity. It is not about chasing a perfect body, comparing yourself online, or trying to look impressive. It is about capacity. Can your body carry the life you keep asking for? A person who sleeps poorly, eats randomly, never moves, and lives in constant fatigue will experience life through a heavier mind. Small problems feel bigger. Focused work feels harder. Emotional control becomes weaker. Confidence becomes unstable. Sometimes your life does not feel impossible because it is impossible. Sometimes it feels impossible because your energy is broken. For the next 6 months, rebuild physical self-respect. Start with walking. 30 minutes a day. A walk may not look powerful, but it creates momentum. It clears mental fog. It gives your body a daily signal. We move forward here. There is something honest about walking. No complexity, no performance, no special identity required. Just one step after another, a body in motion, a mind slowly becoming clear. If you feel overwhelmed, walk. If you feel anxious, walk. If you feel stuck, walk. If you feel tempted to return to the old habit, walk first. Do not underestimate simple movement repeated daily. Then add strength. 3 or 4 times a week, train your body. Push, pull, squat, carry, stretch, breathe. You do not need to become extreme. You need to become consistent. Strength training teaches your mind a language motivation cannot teach. Resistance, patience, effort, recovery, progress. When you do difficult things physically, discomfort loses some of its power over you. This matters because the old version of you may have treated discomfort like a warning. The new version must learn to treat discomfort like a classroom. Not all discomfort is danger. Some discomfort is growth. Some discomfort is discipline. Some discomfort is your body learning that you are no longer controlled by the first feeling that appears. When you train, you meet resistance directly. The weight does not care about your excuses. The road does not care about your mood. The workout does not become easier because you complain. You either show up or you do not. That honesty is useful. It strips away fantasy. It makes self-respect physical. Then protect sleep. Sleep is not laziness. Sleep is repair. A tired person makes weaker decisions. A tired person reacts faster, craves more, avoids more, and loses focus more easily. If you are serious about transformation, stop treating sleep like an optional luxury. Create a shutdown routine. Reduce screens before bed. Prepare the next day. Sleep like your discipline depends on recovery, because it does. Many people try to solve with motivation what should first be solved with recovery. They are not always uncommitted. They are exhausted. They stay up late feeding noise into the mind, then wake up expecting clarity from a body that never had a chance to repair. Stop doing that. Win the night if you want to win the morning. Then clean your fuel. You do not need obsession. You need honesty. Notice what makes you sharp. Notice what makes you heavy. Notice what food, alcohol, sugar, or late-night eating does to your energy. Your inputs affect your outputs. Do not pretend otherwise. You do not need a perfect diet to rebuild yourself. But you do need to stop acting as if your body can be filled with anything and still produce focus, calm, and strength. Food is not only about appearance, it is about energy. It is about mood. It is about mental clarity. It is about whether your body feels like an ally or an obstacle. The goal is not punishment. The goal is partnership. Your body is not your enemy. It is the vehicle through which your future arrives. Treat it with discipline. Treat it with respect. Treat it like something you need, not something you ignore until it breaks. Over time, people will notice something different. Not just your appearance, your posture, your energy, your steadiness, your patience, your presence. That is what happens when you stop abandoning yourself physically. Your body becomes proof that you keep promises. There is a psychological power in this. When you see yourself doing hard things physically, you begin to believe yourself in other areas. You become less impressed by comfort. You become less controlled by laziness. You become less afraid of effort. Every walk becomes a vote. Every workout becomes a vote. Every early night becomes a vote. Every healthy meal becomes a vote for the person you are becoming. And the body remembers. It remembers when you neglect it. It also remembers when you return. Do not demand instant results. 6 months is not one dramatic leap. It is repeated respect. At the end of the first week, you may simply feel more aware. At the end of the first month, you may feel more stable. At the end of 3 months, your energy may begin to change. At the end of 6 months, your body may become one of the clearest pieces of evidence that you are no longer living the same way. Not because you hated yourself into change, because you respected yourself into discipline. This is the standard. Move daily. Train consistently. Sleep seriously. Eat honestly. Track your energy. Keep the promise. Your body is not separate from your future. It carries it. Build the body that can carry the life you are asking for. And once you learn to respect your body, you will also need to protect your emotional energy from people who still expect the old version of you. Chapter 5. Stop explaining yourself to people who benefit from the old you. When you begin to change, not everyone will celebrate. Some people will support you. Some people will misunderstand you. Some people will joke about it. Some people will test your boundaries. Some people will try to pull you back into the role they are used to seeing you play. You need to be ready for that, because some people benefited from the old you. They benefited from your availability. They benefited from your lack of boundaries. They benefited from your need to explain. They benefited from your fear of disappointing them. They benefited from the version of you that was easy to distract. So, when you become quieter, more focused and less available, they may not call it growth. They may call it distance. Let them. Your growth does not need perfect public understanding. One of the biggest mistakes people make during transformation is explaining too early. They tell everyone the plan. They defend the new routine. They justify the silence. They try to make people understand a version of themselves that has not fully formed yet. And by the time they finish explaining, they have already lost energy they should have used for building. Protect the early version of your change. Early change is fragile. It is like a small flame. If you expose it to too much wind, it dies before it becomes fire. Use short sentences. I am focusing on myself right now. I am working on some personal goals. I need a quieter season. I cannot make it. That does not work for me. Then stop talking. The old you may want to add a long explanation. The old you may want to make sure nobody feels uncomfortable. The old you may want to soften every boundary until it no longer protects anything. Do not obey that impulse. Every time you over-explained a boundary, you weaken it. People who respect you do not need a full presentation. People who want control will never be satisfied by your explanation anyway. There will be guilt. Expect it. Someone may say you changed, and you can think quietly, that was the point. Change is not betrayal. Sometimes change is the first honest thing you have done for yourself in years. Do not confuse loyalty with self-abandonment. You can love people and still be unavailable for old patterns. You can respect people and still protect your energy. You can be kind and still say no. For the next 6 months, reveal less and build more. Do not share big plans with people who have a history of making you feel small. Not because you hate them, because your future deserves a protected environment. This is especially important when your new life is still young. If you tell your vision to someone who only knows your old failures, they may speak to the old you instead of the person you are becoming. They may remind you of every time you quit. They may laugh because they cannot imagine you differently. They may call your discipline a phase, and if your roots are not deep yet, their doubt may become your doubt. Protect the roots. A seed does not need to explain itself while it is underground. It needs darkness, it needs pressure, it needs time, it needs protection. Your silent season is the same. You are not hiding because you are weak. You are protecting what is still growing. Your life is not a courtroom. You do not have to defend every decision. Let your behavior become the message. There is power in becoming less available to old expectations. If the old group meets every Friday to complain, drink too much, and talk about people you do not need to attend just to prove you still belong. If the old conversation always pulls you into gossip, you can leave it unanswered. If someone only contacts you when they need your energy but never respects your growth, you can respond with distance. Distance is not always disrespect. Sometimes distance is self-respect finally becoming visible, and self-respect will offend people who benefited from your lack of it. Let it. Do not make cruelty out of boundaries. Do not become cold for no reason. Do not use growth as an excuse to look down on people. That is not the path. The path is calm clarity. You can say no without hatred. You can step back without drama. You can change without attacking anyone. You can outgrow a pattern without insulting the people still living in it. That is maturity. If this chapter speaks to you, write one word somewhere private today. Boundaries, not as a slogan, as a standard. A boundary is not real because you announced it. A boundary is real because your behavior protects it. So protect your time, protect your focus, protect your body, protect your emotional energy, protect the version of you that is finally trying to live. Your growth does not need permission from people attached to your weakness, and once your energy is protected, it must be invested into something real, a skill, a capability, a form of value that changes your life in the real world. Chapter 6. Master one skill that makes you valuable. Disappearing for 6 months is not enough. You must build something while you are gone. Silence without construction becomes avoidance. Pulling back from the world means nothing if you return with the same habits, the same ability, and the same value. The goal is not to become mysterious. The goal is to become undeniable. That requires skill. A valuable skill can change your income, your confidence, your options, and your future. Motivation can make you feel better for a day. Skill can make your life better for years. This is where many people lose the path. They consume endless self-improvement content, but they never become more capable. They listen, save, quote, and imagine. But their ability does not increase. At some point, life asks a simple question. What can you do? Can you write? Can you sell? Can you speak clearly? Can you edit? Can you code? Can you design? Can you lead? Can you solve problems? Can you create something useful? Confidence becomes more stable when it rests on competence. For the next 6 months, choose one skill, one, not 5, not 10, one. If your career needs growth, choose a professional skill. If your income needs change, choose a marketable skill. If your ideas are trapped inside you, choose writing, speaking, editing, or design. If your business matters, choose sales, marketing, operations, or leadership. Choose based on the life you are trying to build. Then create a simple training system. 60 minutes a day to study, 30 minutes a day to practice. One small output every week, one review every month. Study, practice, output, review. Do not hide inside preparation. Preparation feels safe because it lets you imagine success without risking failure. But output exposes the truth. Output shows what you actually know. Output gives feedback. Output builds proof. If you are learning video editing, edit every day. Recreate strong videos. Study pacing, retention, sound, rhythm, and emotion. If you are learning writing, write every day. Study hooks. Rewrite weak lines. Publish small pieces. If you are learning sales, practice conversations. Study objections. Record yourself. Learn how people decide. If you are learning coding, build small projects. Break things. Fix them. Ship something simple. The principle is the same. Do the real thing. You will feel bad at first. Good. That is the apprenticeship. Every skilled person has survived the private season of looking unskilled. Do not confuse awkwardness with failure. Awkwardness is the entrance fee. In the first month, your work may look rough. Let it be rough. The first edits may feel slow. The first sales calls may feel awkward. The first articles may feel weak. The first designs may look amateur. The first projects may break. The first attempts may embarrass you. Good. That means you are no longer hiding behind theory. You are inside the real training. Most people never get there. They stay in research mode. They keep watching tutorials. They keep saving resources. They keep preparing to begin. But preparing to begin is not the same as beginning. For 6 months, begin every day. Track your progress. Track your outputs. Track your mistakes. Track what improves. Track what still needs work. Emotions lie. Records tell the truth. Some weeks you may feel like nothing is changing. But the record will show that you practiced. It will show that you produced. It will show that you stayed longer than the old version of you would have stayed. That matters. Because confidence grows when your mind has evidence that you are no longer only dreaming. You are training. You should also seek feedback. Not from everyone. From people who understand the skill or represent the audience you want to serve. Feedback is not an attack. It is information. A weak ego rejects correction because it wants to feel talented. A serious person uses correction because they want to become better. Do not chase praise, chase precision. Ask, what is unclear? What is weak? What is missing? What should be improved? What would make this more valuable? Then return to practice. That loop will change you. Create, review, improve, create again. By month 2, you will understand the skill more deeply. By month 3, your mistakes will become more specific. By month 4, you may notice your speed improving. By month 5, your work may begin to carry more quality. By month 6, you will not be the same beginner who started. You do not need to become world-class in 6 months, but you must become undeniably better. That is the standard. Proof. Proof that you practiced. Proof that you produced. Proof that you became more valuable. You do not rise because you want more. Everyone wants more. You rise because you become more useful, more skilled, more consistent, and more valuable. Master one skill that makes you valuable. And as you build that skill in silence, you will face one of the hardest parts of the journey. The quiet, the loneliness, the empty space where the old noise used to be. Chapter 7. Let loneliness become your training ground. When the noise disappears, loneliness often appears. At first, that may surprise you. You thought silence would feel peaceful. But sometimes silence feels uncomfortable before it feels powerful. Because when the noise is gone, you start hearing what you have been avoiding. You hear the disappointment. You hear the fear. You hear the gap between who you are and who you said you would become. You hear the part of you that has been waiting for your attention. Do not run from that. Many people go back to their old life not because the new path is wrong, but because the quiet becomes too honest. They text people they should not text. They return to rooms that drain them. They scroll until they feel numb. They lower their standards just to feel included again. That is not connection. That is escape. There is a kind of loneliness that weakens you, and there is a kind that trains you. Weak loneliness makes you chase anything that removes the feeling. Training loneliness teaches you how to stay with yourself without destroying yourself. This matters. Because if you cannot be alone with your growth, you will keep returning to anything that makes you feel wanted, even if it weakens your future. For the next 6 months, learn to sit with yourself. Walk alone without headphones sometimes. Eat a meal without a screen. Spend 10 minutes in silence each morning. Journal when you feel the urge to escape. Ask yourself what the feeling is trying to teach you. Not every uncomfortable emotion needs to be fixed immediately. Some emotions need to be understood. Ask, do I want connection, or do I want distraction? Do I miss this person, or do I miss the old version of myself? What am I afraid I will hear if I stay quiet? What would the strongest version of me do with this feeling? These questions turn loneliness into training. You are not trying to become someone who needs no one. That is not strength. You are trying to become someone who no longer uses noise to avoid themselves. That is freedom. A person who can be alone without collapsing becomes harder to manipulate. They do not chase approval from panic. They do not stay in bad rooms because silence scares them. They do not trade their future for temporary belonging. That person becomes steady, and steadiness is powerful. There will be nights during this 6-month season when you wonder if anyone sees your effort. You may finish a workout, complete a study session, turn down an invitation, sit in your room and feel the weight of being unseen. That is the moment. Do not waste it. That is where many people turn back. They do not quit because the goal is impossible. They quit because the silence feels too empty. But the silence is not empty. It is asking you to become your own witness. You saw the work. You saw the discipline. You saw the choice. You saw the moment you did not return to the old life. Let that be enough for today. The need to be seen too early can ruin growth. If you require applause for every private step, you will abandon the steps that no one can applaud. And the deepest transformation always includes steps nobody sees. No one sees the urge you resisted. No one sees the thought you corrected. No one sees the message you chose not to send. No one sees the night you stayed with the plan instead of escaping. No one sees the moment you almost quit then continued. But you see it, and that matters. Loneliness also reveals the quality of your relationships. When you step back from noise, you begin to see who respects your growth and who only misses your availability. You begin to see who encourages your discipline and who makes fun of it. You begin to see who brings peace and who brings pressure. Do not judge too quickly, but do pay attention. Your silent season will clarify your circle. Some people will remain, some will fade, some will return later with respect, some will reveal that they only knew how to connect with the old you. Let the truth appear. You do not need to force every relationship to survive your growth. Good relationships can adapt to a healthier you. Unhealthy attachments often require you to stay the same. There is a difference. Use loneliness as a place to rebuild your inner voice. Speak to yourself with leadership. Not fake positivity, leadership. When the mind says nobody cares, answer, I care enough to continue. When the mind says this is lonely, answer, this is training. When the mind says go back, answer, I am not returning to what made me weak. When the mind says no one sees you, answer, the future will. This is not fantasy, it is self-command. A person who cannot command their own inner voice will be commanded by every passing emotion. One day, the silence that used to scare you will become the place where you recover your strength. You will stop fearing quiet rooms. You will stop fearing unfilled time. You will stop fearing your own thoughts. You will realize solitude was not empty. It was full of the person you kept abandoning. Loneliness becomes power when you stop running from yourself. And when you stop running, your focus becomes sharper than it has ever been. Chapter 8. Become dangerous with focus. In a distracted world, focus is dangerous. Not loud, not dramatic. Dangerous. Because a focused person can stay with one important thing long enough to make it real. Most people are not failing because they lack intelligence. They are failing because their attention is split into too many pieces. They start one thing and abandon it. They make a plan and change it. They feel inspired and chase a new direction. They confuse options with progress. But focus is loyalty. Loyalty to the chosen direction. This chapter is different from cutting noise. Cutting noise removes what attacks your attention from the outside. Focus trains what happens inside after the noise is gone. Because even in a quiet room, your mind may still want to escape. It will ask for novelty. It will ask for comfort. It will ask for another tab, another snack, another plan, another reason to start later. Focus means staying. Staying when the task is boring. Staying when the result is invisible. Staying when nobody praises the effort. Staying when your mind wants to run. For the next 6 months, choose one main goal, not 10. 1. What is the one goal that, if pursued seriously for 6 months, would create the greatest positive change in your life? Choose it, then build your days around it. 3 daily actions, 1 weekly review, 1 protected deep work block, no new major projects for at least 90 days. This is where serious people separate themselves. They do not constantly restart. They do not keep changing the target. They do not mistake boredom for a sign to quit. They stay long enough for compound growth to begin. Set a timer for 60 or 90 minutes. Choose one task, remove distractions, begin. When your mind complains, stay. That moment is the training. You are teaching yourself, I do not run the moment effort becomes uncomfortable. At first, focused work may feel almost painful. Not because the work is dangerous, but because your mind is used to escape. It is used to switching. It is used to quick rewards. It is used to feeling productive without staying deeply present. So when you sit with one task, the mind protests. It says, check something. It says, maybe there is a better method. It says, maybe you should research more. It says, maybe start tomorrow when you feel clearer. Do not obey every thought. A thought is not an order. Let the urge rise, let it pass. Return to the task. That return is focus, not the absence of distraction. The return after distraction. You will not become focused because your mind never wanders. You become focused because you train the return until wandering no longer controls the session. Use a simple system. Before each deep work block, write one sentence. The mission of this session is, then complete the sentence. The mission of this session is to write 1 page. The mission of this session is to edit 1 scene. The mission of this session is to study 1 concept. The mission of this session is to send 5 serious applications. The mission of this session is to practice the skill for 90 minutes. 1 session, 1 mission. This removes confusion. If the mind does not know the mission, distraction will choose one for you. Track focused hours every week. Not just how busy you were, how focused you were. Ask, how many hours did I give to the main goal? What distracted me most? When was my focus strongest? What should be removed next week? Your calendar reveals your real values. Do not hate that. Use it. If you say your future matters but give your main goal only 2 hours a week, the issue is not destiny. It is allocation. Move the hours. Protect the hours. Treat the hours like appointments with the person you are becoming. Focus also requires sacrifice. That word makes people uncomfortable. But every meaningful life is built by choosing one thing over another. When you choose your body, you sacrifice some comfort. When you choose your skill, you sacrifice some entertainment. When you choose your future, you sacrifice some approval. When you choose focus, you sacrifice the fantasy of doing everything. You cannot have every path. That is not a limitation. That is life asking you to become honest. A focused life is not a smaller life. It is a deeper life. Depth beats scattered intensity. 6 months of depth can change more than years of random effort. There will be people who seem busier than you. Let them. There will be people chasing 5 goals at once. Let them. There will be trends telling you to pivot every week. Let them. You stay. Stay with the goal. Stay with the practice. Stay with the boring repetition. Stay with the plan long enough to earn real feedback. A focused person is rare. A focused person is dangerous. Become dangerous with focus. And once focus becomes your weapon, the final inner battle begins. You must stop returning to the old identity that keeps calling your name. Chapter 9. Rewrite the identity that keeps pulling you back. You do not return to old habits only because they are familiar. You return because some part of you still believes they are you. That is identity. Identity is the story behind your behavior. It says, "This is who I am. This is what I always do. This is what people like me deserve. This is what I return to under pressure." You can change your routine for a week. You can feel motivated for a month. You can remove distractions for a season. But if your identity does not change, pressure will pull you back. This is why many people improve temporarily, then return to the same patterns. They changed behavior but not self-image. If deep down you still believe you are lazy, one lazy day will feel like proof. If deep down you believe you always quit, one setback will feel like destiny. If deep down you believe discipline is not really you, discipline will feel like a costume. The next 6 months must create evidence for a new identity. Start with this sentence: I am becoming someone who keeps promises to myself. Not I am perfect, not I never fail, I am becoming. That phrase matters because it allows growth without demanding instant perfection. Then give the sentence proof. If you say you are becoming disciplined, do one disciplined thing. If you say you are becoming focused, protect 1 hour. If you say you are becoming strong, enter one discomfort without running. If you say you are becoming valuable, practice the skill. Identity is not changed by words alone. Identity changes when behavior repeatedly gives your mind new evidence. Every kept promise is a vote. Every completed workout is a vote. Every deep work block is a vote. Every honest review is a vote. Every return after failure is a vote. Eventually, the votes become belief. The old identity will resist. It will say, "This is not you." It will say, "You always quit." It will say, "Start again next week." It will say, "One bad day means you failed." Do not argue with it for too long. Outwork it. The old self weakens when it loses evidence. If it says you never finish, finish something small. If it says you cannot focus, focus for 20 minutes. If it says you always break promises, keep the next promise. Defeat self-doubt with receipts. Quiet receipts, daily receipts. Proof nobody sees. This is why the 6-month season matters so deeply. You are not just trying to get a result. You are trying to gather enough evidence that your self-image has no choice but to change. At first, the evidence may feel small. You woke up on time, you walked, you studied, you cleaned the room, you said no, you did not react, you returned after a bad day. Small, but not meaningless. A new identity is built from small pieces of proof repeated until they become undeniable. Do not wait to feel like the new person before you act like the new person. Act first. Evidence follows. Belief adjusts. This is the order. Many people wait for confidence. But confidence often comes after evidence, not before it. They wait to feel discipline before living with discipline. They wait to feel worthy before acting with self-respect. They wait to feel ready before doing the work. Stop waiting. The new identity is not discovered. It is constructed. Construct it with action. Create identity statements that are connected to behavior, not vague statements like, "I am successful." Use statements you can prove today. I am becoming someone who finishes the first task before checking the phone. I am becoming someone who trains even when the mood is low. I am becoming someone who does not use loneliness as an excuse to return to chaos. I am becoming someone who practices the skill every day. I am becoming someone who tells the truth in the evening review. Then prove one of them today. That is how the mind changes. Not through dramatic promises, but through repeated evidence. Also, be careful with the environments that activate your old identity. Certain places remember the old you. Certain people speak to the old you. Certain apps awaken the old you. Certain routines pull the old you back into control. Do not pretend you are above influence. You are human. Design accordingly. If your old identity wakes up every time you sit on the couch with your phone after dinner, change that pattern. If it wakes up every time you go out with people who mock discipline, reduce exposure. If it wakes up every time you stay up past midnight, protect sleep like a boundary. You are not weak for needing structure. You are wise for building it. 6 months from now, you should have enough evidence to look at yourself differently. Not because you imagined a new self, because you built one. Identity is not what you say, it is what you repeatedly prove, and when that new identity becomes real, you will not need to announce your return. Your life will speak. Chapter 10. Return quietly, but let the results speak. There will come a time when people notice, not at first. At first, your work will be invisible. Your discipline will look like distance. Your silence may be misunderstood. Your effort will happen in rooms nobody sees. But if you stay consistent long enough, the results will begin to speak. Your energy will speak. Your body will speak. Your focus will speak. Your skill will speak. Your calm will speak. Your standards will speak. And when that happens, be careful. One of the final tests of growth is what you do when people finally start paying attention. Many people rebuild just enough to become visible, then lose themselves in visibility. They improve, then start performing the improvement. They get stronger, then need applause. They gain momentum, then trade focus for validation. Do not let attention pull you back into noise. The point of disappearing was never to return as a performance. The point was to become real. Return quietly, not because you are hiding, because you no longer need volume to feel valid. A person who has truly changed does not need to explain every detail. Their life carries a different weight. Their choices are cleaner. Their words are fewer. Their presence is steadier. You can feel private work in someone's energy. Keep some victories sacred. Not everything needs to become content. Not everything needs to be posted. Not everything needs applause to be real. Your results are real even when they are private. When progress comes, keep the routine. Keep training. Keep reviewing. Keep protecting your mornings. Keep practicing the skill. Keep saying no to what weakens you. Do not abandon the habits that built the new life just because the new life starts showing up. 6 months is not the finish line. It is the foundation. The goal is not to visit a better version of yourself. The goal is to live there. So when people from the old season meet you again, stay calm. Some will be inspired, some will be uncomfortable, some will try to pull you back, some will say you changed. Let them say it. You do not need to become the old you to make people comfortable. Let your consistency teach them. Your life is not an argument. The best proof is not revenge. It is embodiment. You simply become the person you said you would become. Quietly. This is important. Do not build your new life around proving people wrong. That may give you energy at the beginning, but it cannot be the foundation forever. If your growth is only about revenge, you are still letting other people stand at the center of your story. Build for something deeper. Build for peace. Build for freedom. Build for self-respect. Build for the morning when you wake up and no longer feel like you are betraying yourself. Build for the future version of you who does not need chaos to feel alive. That is stronger than revenge. When people finally notice, do not rush to explain the whole journey. You do not need to list every sacrifice, every lonely night, every early morning, every urge you resisted. Let the life speak. Let the cleaner schedule speak. Let the stronger body speak. Let the calm response speak. Let the improved skill speak. Let the better work speak. Let the quieter confidence speak. There is a kind of power in being underestimated, then becoming undeniable without ever raising your voice. That is the return. Not loud, not desperate, not performative. Quiet, grounded, undeniable. After the 6 months continue for another 90 days, this matters. Do not stop when the first results appear. Results are not permission to return to old patterns. Results are proof that the new patterns must continue. Keep the standard. Keep the first hour protected. Keep the deep work block. Keep the body moving. Keep the skill growing. Keep the boundaries clean. Keep the evening review. Keep the identity alive through evidence. The old life can return if you stop guarding the foundation. Do not let that happen. You did not disappear for 6 months just to visit your future self and then go back home to the past. You disappeared to move, to relocate your identity, to make the new standard your normal. Return quietly. Let the results speak louder than your announcement. 6 months from now, let them meet the proof. 6 months can pass either way. They can pass while you stay distracted. They can pass while you keep explaining yourself. They can pass while you scroll, compare, delay, react, and repeat the same old story. Or they can pass while you rebuild, quietly. No performance, no announcement, no desperate need to be understood. Just one private decision made again and again until your life becomes different. That is the power you have. You may not control everything that happens in the next 6 months. You may not control every obstacle, every opinion, every delay, every disappointment. But you can control the standard you return to. You can protect your mornings. You can cut the noise. You can build a routine nobody claps for. You can train the body that carries your future. You can stop explaining yourself to people attached to the old you. You can master one skill that makes you valuable. You can let loneliness become your training ground. You can become dangerous with focus. You can rewrite the identity that keeps pulling you back. You can return quietly and let the results speak. This is not easy, but easy was never the goal. The goal is to become someone you respect. Someone who does not need perfect conditions. Someone who does not collapse when motivation fades. Someone who does not give every distraction access to the mind. Someone who does not abandon the future for temporary comfort. Someone who keeps promises in private. For the next 6 months, take the challenge seriously. Protect the first hour of your day. Choose one main goal. Train your body. Practice one valuable skill. Create silent hours. Review your evenings. Reduce your explanations. Track your proof. Return quickly when you fall. Keep building when nobody notices. And when the old self gets loud, answer with action. Not debate, not emotion, not self-hatred. Action. Stand up. Open the notebook. Put the phone away. Take the walk. Do the work. Practice the skill. Clean the room. Drink the water. Sleep on time. Start again. Small actions rebuild broken trust. And every time you choose the action, the future gets a little louder than the past. If this audiobook gave you the push you needed, save it. Come back to it when the old version of you gets loud. Share it with someone who is trying to grow quietly. And write this sentence somewhere you can see it. I do not need to be seen while I am becoming. Let that sentence guide you. When you feel forgotten, remember it. When people misunderstand your silence, remember it. When progress feels invisible, remember it. When the old life invites you back, remember it. You do not need to be seen while you are becoming. You need to be honest. You need to be consistent. You need to be patient. You need to keep the promise. 6 months from now, let them meet the proof. Disappear from distraction. Rebuild yourself in silence. Then let your life explain everything.